Hello, first grade. This is Miss Keeley here again. I was so excited to receive pictures of your Ramiro Brito inspired patterned hearts. They look awesome. You guys did a great job. And so that was focusing on pattern. And so we're pretty much done with that for now, okay? And so we're going to move into our next topic, which is about symmetry, okay? So maybe you've heard before the word symmetry or symmetrical, or maybe you've heard asymmetrical. I'm going to attach this PowerPoint in the email I send out to you guys, but I did just want to kind of go over it so that way you can have me explain it to you. So um, symmetry, if you take a look at all these different pictures that are up in front of us, there's this line that is kind of going through the middle of each of these little objects and pictures that we would call the line of symmetry. And if you notice on both sides of that line of symmetry, it is exactly the same. So on Captain America's shield right here, if we were to cut it in half or draw a line right through the middle, it looks the same on both sides. Same with butterflies. One side looks exactly the same on the other, okay? So we would say when it is the same on both sides that it is symmetrical, okay? I'm going to talk to you a little bit more over here, okay? Um, so symmetrical, you could think symmetrical means same. When things are not the same on both sides, so over here on this little chart, these are all examples of things that are asymmetrical. They are not the same if you were to cut them in half, draw a line through the middle, fold them in half. They would not be the same. Think about it. If we were to draw a line right through this bunny rabbit, um, this side has a head and an ears, and this side does not. It only has the tail and the back legs. So it is not the same on both sides. We would call it asymmetrical. Okay. Um, in this picture, it's just showing you a couple different artworks that some are symmetrical. They're same on the both sides if you were to draw a line of symmetry through the middle, and some are not. Okay, so if you want to look at these on your own and maybe you can figure out which ones are symmetrical versus asymmetrical, go for it. Okay, then for our project for this project is probably going to take us like 3 different steps worth. So it's like I'll send 1 video per week, so it'll be 3 weeks of project steps. Okay. So what we're going to do is all you need for today's steps is a blank piece of paper. If you have printer paper, awesome. Just any type of paper works. You will start by writing your name and class code, just like we do in class. Flip it over. And then we are going to be focusing on creating robots that are symmetrical. So a robot that looks same on both sides. So if you see here, I'm folding my paper in half so that way I can create my line of symmetry going right through the middle, and that way I can see when I'm drawing my robot if things are looking the same on both sides. Okay, so I'm just folding it so I can see that line going through the middle. You might not be able to see it that well on my screen, but it did create a line and a crease down the middle of my project, okay? And so we're going to start by drawing a robot, okay? So just to give you guys all a little bit of inspiration for maybe how you want to create your robot, I just looked on Google robot drawing, okay? So you can see how creative and different robots can be. But again, we want to focus on that our robot is going to be the same on both sides. So you can take some of the ideas from here and incorporate them into your own robot. Okay, so we're going to go back to our video, and I'm trying to keep mine kind of simple. I'm starting off by drawing some shapes that I know if I were to draw them, that they would be the same on both sides. So I started with a rectangle head. Okay, I wanted to make a little neck, so I made again kind of like a little square rectangle neck. And then when I think of a robot, I think that they're kind of square. They're kind of boxy. So I made a big square um, for the body. And then I'm going to start kind of building things off. So if you're having a hard time of thinking about how you want to draw your robot, break it down into shapes. So I have a rectangle head, rectangle neck, square body, rectangle legs. I think I'm going to add rectangle feet. Um, and again, everything, if I were to draw an imaginary line right through the middle of this, it's looking the same on both sides, okay? And then I'm going to start to go in and think about how I want my arms to be. I draw something on one side, I immediately go to the other side so that way it looks the same. I'm drawing these two curvy arms down, draw it on one side, draw it on the other. If they don't look exactly the same, that is okay. I'm not going to be really mean and say that they don't look exactly the same. I can tell if you're trying to draw exactly the same. Like my arm over here looks a little bit smaller than this arm over here. Okay? Um, and then same thing. If I draw my hand kind of like an upside down U shape or a rainbow shape, I need to draw it the same size in the same shape over on the other side, okay? And so today's step, you're pretty much just drawing things out. I draw two circle eyes, two kind of like little bolts coming out for ears, circle in the eyes with almost like a little sun, rectangle mouth, teeth, and then just some little fancy details to make it look more like a robot, adding like a little speaker, some little buttons and knobs. But again, if I draw one thing on one side, it needs to be the same on both sides. Okay. Um, and then I went in and I added a little bit more of detail. I did some stripes and some straight lines. But that's pretty much it for today's step, is just drawing out your robot. Okay. I don't want to give you guys too much in 1 week because I know you guys have a lot of other work. So that's why I'm keeping it to just this one simple, just draw it. And then next week I will send out the next step. And then the week after I'll send out the next step. Okay. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. Remember, your robot needs to look the same on both sides of your paper. You do not need to send me a picture of your robot after every step. Again, if you want to, I love to see how your work is coming out. So of course you can send it, but you don't need to send it to me. I'm not going to ask for you to send your work until it's very finished at the end of the 3 weeks. Okay? Well, I hope you guys have fun and I will chat with you in the next video. Bye.